I'm proud to use my position to improve the health and well-being of everyone who calls Illinois their home. As chairman of the Senate Health and Human Services Committee, I'm committed to sponsoring legislation to prevent cancer, improve early diagnosis, and move us closer to finding a cure. Cancer has impacted me and my family, and I'm sure it's impacted many of you too. 78,000 Illinoisans are diagnosed with cancer every year. The prevalence of cancer has led me to pass a measure which will prioritize prevention and early detection of this disease. Today, cancer screenings for some types of cancer are covered by insurance, as long as the patient meets an age requirement. Think of mammograms, for example. But this could delay an early diagnosis. Senate Bill 2697 will expand private insurance coverage to include preventive cancer imaging for all types of cancer for people who have a family member affected by cancer or who are at high risk for another reason. Cancer imaging is a term that covers many approaches used to research and diagnose cancer, including things like MRIs, X-rays, sonograms, ultrasounds, CT scans, and PET scans. Another key and very important part of this legislation is requiring private insurance companies to cover genetic testing for an inherited gene mutation for qualified individuals. This measure will limit the total amount that a person is required to pay for a clinical genetic test to just $50. Currently, that amount varies so much from plan to plan, and it can really determine whether or not a person will decide to have that test done for themselves. Since 1990, cancer mortality rates have dropped by 25% due to scientific advancements and legislation to make treatments more accessible. This measure helps to keep us current with the advances in science. Taking preventative measures increases the chances of survival and is really a lot more cost-effective than treatment. Early diagnosis is the best way to tackle the deadly effects of cancer. Now, next Tuesday, there will be dozens of cancer patients, survivors, their families, and caregivers in the Capitol wearing their suits and sneakers to advocate for lawmakers to hit the ground running and make cancer a policy priority. Members, Capitol staff, and anyone who comes to the Capitol that day are encouraged to wear their sneakers to show their support for the cancer community. Suits and Sneakers Day on Tuesday is one of the favorite days that we have in the Capitol in the spring. You'll see everyone running around with a smile on their face because their feet don't hurt. They're not wearing their heels or their dress shoes. And we all think about the people that we support, that we love, and hold dear to our hearts that are fighting cancer.
Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with news from the caucus. For more information on what the senator is working on, you can follow them on social media using the links in the description below.